Hello and welcome to today's live kitchen with All Things Fab. Today I'm going to be making coriander rice with some grilled chicken. And I'll also be making a very refreshing drink at the end. So I'm going to begin by boiling my rice. So for the coriander rice, I'm using a good amount of coriander. I'm going to also use onion for this. I'll bring this all into a lovely blend. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. Very kind of you. So it's a coriander rice with chicken. I'm going to grill the chicken with my homemade pesto. It will be quite nice. So very quickly, I'm going to bring to a blend my coriander with onions. To this blend, I'll also add 1 or 2 Birdeye chili. That would be nice. So here's my blender. I'll just put all of these straight into the blender and I'll bring them to a lovely smooth paste, which will be the base of our coriander rice. It's going to be a lovely green color and it would be very nice. I'm going to add a little drop of water to this. Adding a bit of water. That will just help us to bring everything to a nice, lovely blend. See, I've just blended coriander with onions and a bit of Birdeye chili into a very nice smooth paste, which I'm going to be using as the base for the coriander rice. So right over here, I've got my pan. Don't know if you can see it properly. In the pan, I'm going to add some olive oil, just a little bit. And straight away to the olive oil, I will pour that straight in, right there. Every single bit. It's going to be so lovely. So at the moment I've got 2 cups of rice which I've already pre-washed, which is going to be going in. with this blend. So I'm going to quickly mix this together and just cook it down for a few seconds because the rice is going to be cooking with this, so it will be quite nice. For these I'm going to add 1 stock cube. I like the Knorr cube. It gives a very lovely flavor to my rice. So I'm adding 1 stock cube to that. I'm also going to add a teaspoon or so, 4.5 of salt. I'll mix this together. And over here, I've got 2 cups of already washed rice. So I'm going to throw this straight into my coriander mix. Just mix this together. You can see that lovely green color coming out already. That looks really nice. To make sure that this rice is completely cooked, I'm going to add some water to it. Make sure all of the rice is gone in and we don't have any wastage at all. So that's a simple way of making coriander rice. Just mix this properly and add about 2 cups of water. And I'm simply going to cover this and allow it to cook for about 15 minutes. So in the meantime, whilst this is cooking, I'm going to begin by grilling my chicken. So I'll wipe the board quickly and I'll get ready for my grilled chicken. I'll get the chicken over here. I've got some lovely chicken breasts, which I'm going to make some fresh pesto for it. So over here, I'll quickly make a pesto blend for the chicken grill. So for my pesto, I'm going to use ginger, just about a thumb size. That's about a thumb size of ginger. I'll keep this to the side for now so you can see. So that's about a thumb size ginger. Add that straight to my, get some garlic, about 2 should be enough. That's 2 is enough. And here I've got basil. I'm going to use about 2 sticks of basil. Simply bring this pesto to a rough blend. I'll add a bit of salt to that. And I couldn't find some fresh ones, so I'm using dry rosemary. And a bit of dry thyme. This will make a very lovely pesto for the chicken. So I'm going to simply pound this. So what I'm gonna do to save time, I'm gonna hand this to my daughter so she can continue pounding and mixing that to a blend for me whilst I clear this up. Thank you, darling. So in the meantime, I'm going to get my chicken and simply cut them into lovely chunks. It's just the chicken breasts I had today. Otherwise I would normally like the thigh, the boneless thigh. I like them better. I'm going to cut these simply into some sizable chunks, just like that. I'll just split these into two. And I'll cut these into chunks, just like that. Thank you so much for joining our live kitchen today. I'd just like to remind you to please click the like button, and if you haven't already, it'll be nice to consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for stopping by. So I'm just making dinner today if you're just joining now. It's coriander rice with some skewered chicken breasts. I'm going to grill it. It's going to be lovely. Whilst we're done with this, I'm going to throw this straight into this bowl. Push this to the side for now. And we're going to season this simply with some pepper. Get some lemon and throw in there as well. Here's some lemon. There's some lemon in there. I'll also add a very generous amount of olive oil. Before I get the pesto to mix with that, I am going to simply get this onion ready to be skewered. I'll show you how in a minute. Just simply chop them into chunks like that. and I'm going to skewer the onion alongside with the chicken. It helps to give it a very nice flavor. So at the moment my coriander rice is cooking away. Should be ready in another 10 minutes or so, and we should be ready to have dinner in no time at all. I'll just clear this away for a moment. Have you got the pesto ready? Thank you, Ellie. Okay, so we've just brought the pesto into a nice blend. That should be good to go. That smells amazing. So I'm going to add all of these pesto straight into the chicken. The reason why I like this for the coriander rice is simply because it gives it that green hint which goes nicely with the rice. It makes a very nice blend with the rice. So I'm going to simply mix this pesto I'll mix it with the chicken. That gives it a very nice, lovely green color. If you can see that color, it's just absolutely bliss. Beautiful. So whilst I mix these together, I'm going to add a bit more pepper. Yeah. And a bit more salt. And I'll mix this all together. Ideally, if you leave this to marinate for about half hour before the grill, it will be very much preferable that way. So now I've got my skewers. There's a few skewer sticks like that. And I'm simply going to, first of all, cut this into chunks. I'll cut the onions into some reasonable chunks, which will help with the grilling process. Just like that. I love that. So leave the onion to the side for now. What I'm going to do is the first thing, put a little chunk of onion at the base like this. Then I'll throw in the chicken. About 2 or maybe 3. And I'll end it again with another chunk of onion, just like that. It's very lovely. So over to the side, I've got my grill. I don't know if the camera is wide enough to see the grill on the side. I'm going to try and push things around so you can have a glimpse of the grill. I'm going to grill it right here, right away. So we'll continue the process again. First, get the onion in. I get about 2 to 3 pesto chicken in, and we'll end it again with a chunk of onion, just like that. Onion, I get chicken in, that lovely pesto full of ginger, garlic. It's beautiful, smells nice. And I'll just skewer my chicken, and I'll end it with a chunky onion. So I'm going to begin to grill. Just put a drizzle of oil or so and just paste it around just like that, and it goes straight in the grill. Whilst I continue to stir up some more chicken. I tell you, dinner would be ready in no time at all. Okay. And then in here. And the last chunk, so there's some hungry children here waiting to have their yummy dinner. It should be ready very soon. Thank you all for joining us today. Again, I'm going to drizzle a bit of olive oil. Make sure it's well coated in the chicken. And I'll put it straight into the skewer. I'll make 1 or 2 more, and that should be just fine for dinner tonight. I'm going to have a look in a minute and check on the coriander rice, which I think is cooking perfectly at the moment. And here's our very last chicken for the day. And I'll end it with a nice chunky onion. Drizzle on a little bit of olive oil and throw it straight on onto the grill. I'm going to close this lid and allow it to grill for about 5 minutes. It's chicken breast, it does not take long at all to cook. It cooks in no time at all. And check on the chicken to see. That looks beautiful so far. It's grilling very nicely. So I'm going to give a quick wipe to my wok pot. So whilst the chicken is grilling beautifully, you can turn it periodically. And remember, this is chicken breast, so ideally it would be ready in 5 to 6 minutes. Chicken breast does not take long at all to cook. So I'll put that back and allow it to grill for another 2 minutes. Have a look at the chicken in the meantime, looking good. And I'll let it cook for a few more minutes. Just turn the chicken one more time. Smells absolutely gorgeous. If you're just joining us now, thank you for coming. We're just making some coriander rice with pesto chicken. So at the moment I'm bringing my chicken to a lovely grill. And I'll check on the rice to see how that's doing so far. The rice is cooking beautifully, and we'll just keep turning the chicken until we're absolutely satisfied. We've got nice, perfectly made pesto chicken. I'm going to have a quick look at the rice to see how that's doing. rice looks amazing, and it's going to be ready in no time at all. So let's look at the chicken, how it's doing. I just really like the grill marks in my chicken. Sometimes I like to stand it up right to get all the grill marks perfectly in position. And that looks absolutely gorgeous and perfect. I'm very pleased with that. Love my chicken with the grill marks. It is absolutely phenomenal. That chicken is perfectly ready. I'm going to take it out and just layer it nicely to be served. That looks absolutely gorgeous. That's ready to serve. So now I'm going to bring in the rice. Let's have a look and see how the rice is doing. Now that our chicken is ready, I'm going to get the rice ready as well. The rice has been cooking for about 15 minutes, and that looks ready. Mix it all together. I like that lovely coriander smell. It's just simply beautiful. Nice green color. Bring that all together. So this rice is nicely fluffed up. It's lovely. So I'm going to quickly serve the rice. Just what I like to do is put it in a little bowl like this. making sure it gets nicely seated on the top. Push it down as far as possible. Once that's done, I'll get a serving plate like this. Normally, I'll just put it over the top and turn it around, just like that. So let me move this over. And bring this over here. So once that's in, make sure you push it down as much as you can. Remove the plates and you have your rice ready. I'm going to bring my coriander and just take a tiny little, let me see, I need a tiny little piece of coriander, like that, and simply place it on the top. Makes a nice little coriander rice. So if you want to enjoy this with chicken, simply just put 1 or 2 strips of chicken on your plates, just like that. And dinner is served. I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you who've joined my live kitchen today. Thank you so much for joining us today and for cooking along with us. I'm going to zoom in. I'll try my best. It's a live show, so it's quite hard to see everything in proportion. I'll bring a very little zoom in to see if you can see properly. That's our coriander rice with our grilled chicken. And dinner is served. So I'd like to say a very quick thank you to all of you who joined me, and thank you so much. Remember to click the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for joining and for cooking along with us today. I'll see you again next time. Thanks for joining. Goodbye.